Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Sharni. I'm sorry I haven't posted a video in a little while. I've just had a lot of stress with the whole applying to university, exams kind of thing. And I do want to apologise before we get into this video about the background, the place that I normally film in. I can't film in today for some reasons. So I am really sorry about this really ugly background and that the lighting's not very great, but I just wanted to get this video up and edited because I've got lots of other university related videos and results day videos to film and edit and post really soon, so it's kind of like a now or never with this video. But I just wanted to talk to you guys about the things you can do in order to prepare to going to university. So if you're watching this video, I'm guessing that you've been accepted into university and you're going soon, or maybe you're thinking about going to university in the future. If that's the case, congratulations in getting into university. I hope you have a brilliant time. But yeah, here's just my list of like I was going to do like top 5 things, but I don't quite think there's 5, there might be a few more. So yeah, any day. What am I saying? You can tell I haven't got my head screwed on tight. But anyway, without further ado, here's my list of the top things you can do in order to prepare yourself for university. So obviously the first one is accommodation. As you know, if you're applying to uni, you need your accommodation sorted out. Whether that's halls of residence or, you know, you could get a private accommodation. I guess if you're commuting from home, this doesn't really apply to you. But you know that you have to obviously live somewhere while studying at university, so it's obviously a good idea to sort your halls of residence out. Most of you would have probably already applied, maybe you've got your rooms already and know what halls you're in, and if you do, that's great. If you're not too sure, maybe chase that up and make sure you know where you're going, because obviously that's really handy. You don't, you know, want to be left without knowing where you're going to be living for the next however long, like year or so of your life. But if you do already have your room, I recommend maybe going onto Facebook, obviously if you have Facebook, because there's a lot of like freshers pages and like accommodation pages out there. I know for me personally, I was able to find my flatmates through Facebook, through the university's freshers page. And obviously it's really handy if you can do that, because you get to see who you're going to be sharing your accommodation with for the next year. And obviously if you get to meet them beforehand, it will take some of the stress off of you, because you can, you know, get to know them a little bit better, and like you won't be moving into halls where you don't know anyone, and obviously that can be really daunting and scary. So yeah, I would definitely recommend seeing if, well, number one, sorting your accommodation out and make sure you know where you're going and that you've applied and how much money it's going to cost, and know where the location is. And obviously number 2, see if you can find some of your flatmates. Obviously if you want to, you might want to leave it for a total surprise, but I think most people will probably want to know who they're going to be living with before they actually move in. So my second tip is to do with student finance. Obviously if you're not going to be funding your degree and living expenses yourself, or if your family's not going to be funding them, like most people, you will apply for a student loan. Obviously you've got your tuition loan, which you don't see, and that goes straight to the university, and then you've got your maintenance loan, which will be paid to you in segments to help you pay for like your accommodation and basic living costs. So I would definitely try and chase that up. That way you will know if it's been approved. You'll know how much money you get to live off of for like the year or whatever. What am I turning into? So by finding out how much money you're actually entitled to, that way you'll be able to figure out how much your accommodation costs, take that off the total of how much loan you're going to get, and then divide it by however many weeks you're at uni. So for example, my contract's 44 weeks. So then you can figure out exactly how much per week and per month you have to spend. And I think that way it's obviously a little bit easier. So you know, okay, this week I can spend this much money, say like £80 for example. You can say I've got £80 to spend this week, which allows me to spend this much on shopping, or this much on, you know, food, or I can have a takeaway on only one day because I've only got this amount of money. And I think that will really help in freshers as well, because I've heard so many horror stories of people, you know, just getting a large sum of money in their bank, and then spending it all on freshers or on like, you know, like pointless stuff that, you know, you don't need to spend money on, like countless nights out that cost loads of money every single night, and then actually realising a few weeks in, like, oh crap, like, I've actually not got much money to live off of. So yeah, I would definitely recommend chasing up your finances and just seeing how much you've got and trying to figure out some kind of budgeting system for yourself. My third tip would, I don't think many people would actually think about this, but because I'm doing a nursing course, I actually need this for the like one of the requirements for my course, but I would recommend it to anyone anyway. So the third tip is to chase up your vaccination history and see if there's anything that you can have to put you in the best health for university. And what I mean by this is, obviously when you're at university, you're mixing with loads and loads of different people every single day, whether that's through the people you're living with in Freshers Week, when you're meeting all these new people, going out drinking and partying, going to flat parties. You're coming in contact with so many people every single day. It's really easy to catch stuff. Things that are really common in universities are stuff like hepatitis B. You know, if you haven't had your MMR vaccinations when you were a child, it's really easy to pick up stuff like measles. Obviously, if you didn't know, MMR stands for measles, mumps and rubella. And you don't want any of those, trust me. So it's really easy to find out if you go to your GP and ask them if they can pull up your vaccination history, and they'll normally be free of charge if you've missed any of those vaccinations when you were younger anyway. But it's just, I guess it's just quite comforting knowing you've had these vaccinations and there's nothing you could potentially pick up, because it's not uncommon. Like, so many people pick things up at university. It's not uncommon at all, and unfortunately it does happen. So that's one thing you can do to kind of make sure, you know, you're not thinking about that and that's not going to happen to you. My fourth tip would to possibly get to know the area you're going to be living in. I would recommend, if it's feasible, if you don't live too far away from your university, going to visit your halls of residence. Obviously, you don't have to go into your halls of residence, obviously, but maybe just having a look around the local area, getting familiar with like maybe bars or places to eat. So when you do move in, it's not like this strange area that you've never been to before. Maybe if nobody else really knows the area, you'll be able to say, oh, actually, like, I know this shop is down the road if you need this, or this bar is here, let's go here. Do you know what I mean? So it's not, you're not put in the situation where you literally have no clue where anything is, where anybody is. So yeah, I'd really recommend, if you could, to go and have a look around the area and see for yourself what it's all about, where it is, and just familiarise yourself with the area. My next tip, I can't remember what number we're on. Are we on number 4 or number 5? I literally can't remember. My next tip would be shopping. Like, obviously this was my favourite part about the whole, you know, getting ready to go to university whole thing, was obviously shopping. You're gonna need so much stuff. I think I'm gonna probably post a haul maybe next week or in a couple of weeks of the stuff I bought for university. But you're going to need to get so much stuff you won't even think of as well, like all your kitchen stuff, your bathroom stuff, your bedroom stuff, and obviously on top of that is like stuff like stationery, anything you possibly need to live that you're using day to day at home, you're going to need to take with you to university. There's so many things you use on a day-to-day basis that you just don't realise, and then I guess when you get there you're like, oh crap, I don't have, you know, my hairspray, or I forgot toilet roll. There's so many things you could so easily forget. So I definitely say there's loads of YouTube videos you can watch and articles you can find online to help prepare yourself, but I definitely recommend making a list and going shopping, because you're going to need so much stuff. Also, along the same context of that, there might be stuff like reading lists that your university has put out. You know, I guess you're kind of wanting to spend your money on like new clothes for uni, or like new bags and, you know, like fun stuff like that. But you've also got to take into consideration, what do I need for my course? Are there any specific books I need? I know for me personally, because I'm doing nursing, I needed to get a fob watch, I needed to get a pen torch, and some anatomy and physiology books I needed to get that were on the reading list. So I got all of those, because I guess if you buy it now, if you buy it before you go to university, whilst you're in your first few weeks of university, you don't have to take money out of your budget to buy all of these things because you've already got them. So it is good to kind of do some research and see what you're actually going to need when you go, and buy them beforehand, because you're probably going to be a bit broke when you go to uni. My last tip is probably the best tip of them all, to be honest. My last tip is about Freshers Week. Like I said earlier on in the video, there's Facebook like group chats and pages for like university freshers groups and stuff like that. I definitely say get involved. Events are being posted all the time. I've booked onto 3 events. Like I've booked onto an animal party, a bubble, like a foam bubble party, and a neon rave, which I'm so excited for. But I'd definitely say, you know, get involved with stuff like that and research what's going on, and buy tickets or wristbands if you can, and find out who in your flatmate, like who in your flat is going to what. Oh, why can't I speak? And find out who in your flat's going to which party, so obviously you can all go together if you don't really know anyone else. Because Freshers Week, everyone's going to be going to freshers parties. Not everyone, but the majority of people are going to be going. Everyone's going to be drinking, and that is a really good way to meet new people and make new friends, because everyone's going to be lonely and everyone's going to be in the same position where they don't know anyone and they're in any city or they're in any town. And freshers is just a really fun way to get to know new people, whether it's through joining societies and, you know, finding people with similar interests, or going out drinking in the night time. I definitely see what's going on in your university, in your area, and planning things that you're interested in going to. My last tip, I kind of forgot about this one. I wasn't gonna, you know, say it, but my last tip that I'd give you is to just be yourself, honestly. The people that you're going to make friends with at uni, you want to portray a true picture of yourself, otherwise I guess you're not making true friends. So I definitely just say be yourself from day one, and like, people are going to like you for who you are, not for a pretend version of yourself. And if they do like you for a pretend version of yourself, it's not going to last for long. You know, you can't keep an act forever. So I definitely say just be yourself from day one, and people are hopefully going to love you for who you are. And that way you can make friendships with people, and you can show off like your little quirks and your little things about you, because everyone's different and everyone is going to be wanting to meet new people. And I would definitely say that that would help with making friends and making the whole university process a lot easier and better. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel and like, and maybe leave me a comment. Obviously I'm a new channel on YouTube, so I'm sorry if I'm a bit like, I don't know, like I feel like really nervous still when I film these videos, and that I just kind of lose my train of thought a little bit because I'm so new to this. But new subscribers do obviously really help me, because I think I've got like 21 subscribers at the minute. So yeah, I would really appreciate it if you could show some love and support for this video and this channel, and please let me know if it helped you. I hope it helped someone anyway. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.